All right, we are back, and our plan B is we gonna cut this thing. So since it is already, we're gonna already replace the hose, there's no point in keeping the integrity. So we're gonna cut this thing up. Jeez, this thing is thick. Pause. Oh. Okay. All right, y'all, we back. It's a brand new day. Today we're gonna finish that job. We're gonna add more coolant. We're gonna bleed it, and then we're gonna do a test drive. And this thing is set. So as far as coolant, you know, every car takes a different amount of coolant. Every car takes a different kind of coolant. So for this one, it is green Asian coolant. I just did, you know, a generic brand green coolant, as you can see right there. This one is pre-diluted. Some of y'all at home, whenever you get coolants, pre-diluted means they just added water. Usually this thing will come like ultra concentrated. Think like you know, at the store when you get those cheap like lemonades, limeades, you know, they come in a little can, and then you gotta put it in the put it in the pitcher, add the water. The pre-diluted would be straight canned juice, and then diluted obviously is when you add that water. So this one's already diluted. Do not add water. And this says obviously it's ready to use, so I just pour it straight in and get going. So like I said, each car takes a different kind of coolant. Each car takes a different amount of coolant. This one, I don't really have to look up how much I'm taking because one, I lost very little and I didn't drain the entire radiator. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fill up our reservoir first, fill it up all the way, and then we're going to turn the car on. We're going to pop our radiator, our top. Then we're going to turn that AC on 9,000, and then we're going to let it go until our thermostat opens up from up top and start sucking in the coolant. So let's get started. Yes, sir. Alright, so we filled it up a pretty decent amount over full. Like I said, we're gonna lose some from this, and we also lost a pretty good amount before, so I'm just trying to cover all my bases. So pop our radiator cap. All right, and let's turn this thing on. All right, our car is on, the AC's on, the radiator top is off. We're gonna come back in like 10, 15 minutes when this thing opens up. We'll see y'all then. All right, y'all, we are inside the whip and we just saw our temperature gauge move. Let's see if we catch it again. Ooh, hey, baby. We almost done. Let's let it go up a little bit more and we're gonna go outside and check it out. We're gonna give it a little bit of help. It's taking a little while, so let's add a little higher. Try to get this down, moving a little bit faster. All right, you guys, we're back 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, man. This thing still hasn't opened up yet. So if it doesn't act right soon, I think we found what caused our hose to pop from the heat. Maybe our thermostat has trouble opening up. So we're gonna give it a little more time, and if not, that's what I'm leaning towards. But I'll check in with you guys in a little bit and give you all of my final thoughts. Well, you guys, we found the problem. So in our previous video, you saw our hose snapped off or broke off, and you know, I was really wondering of how that happens. You know, I mean, besides age obviously, but you know, something will have to make it really hot for that to break off like that, snap off clean like that. So today, after idling our engine, we had our heater all the way up. We let it sit for probably 30-35 minutes, and our upper hose never got filled. It never opened. So what feeds this upper hose and makes that coolant go into the engine would be our thermostat inside there, all the way in the back behind that right there down below. So that would explain, one, the overheating so quickly after this blue coolant, but two, that would explain this getting that hot to snap clean off. So we're gonna do some research on this job, and we're gonna come back. All right, y'all, we back. We did a little bit of research, and some of y'all may be wondering, just like I was, what exactly is a thermostat? Well, all right, so a thermostat is the door between your coolant hose and your engine. So it actually has a piece of wax inside, right? So the reason I let it idle is because it gives that time for the engine's heat to melt that wax and then open the thermostat. So I'm guessing either the wax inside is deteriorated or the spring inside is just broken. So but those two would control the thermostat and have it open, obviously when it's hot, and then once that wax cools off, it closes back up. It, you know, allows your engine to get that much needed coolant from your radiator, and does a cycle. You know, radiator, the upper hose to the thermostat, and the engine comes out the hose down below that we have, and comes back in the radiator and does a whole circle, and it does a continuous circle over and over and over again. So that's what a thermostat is. We're gonna see if we can get in there. From what I can see right now is one metal clamp right there and lots of connectors. So we're gonna do a deep dive in here, see what we gotta do, and get back to it. All right, so upon further review, this engine is boiling hot. So we're gonna come back when it's cooled down. But I did confirm, I did touch that thermostat. That thing is hot. So it's definitely defective. Definitely something in there is messed up. So we did confirm it is that part. We're gonna go get the part. We're gonna come back when this engine's cooled, and we're gonna hit this thing up, and this thing will be road worthy. See y'all then. All right, you guys, we got a huge update with the car. So your boy went and did some digging, right? Well, I'm looking at thermostats. I'm looking at how much they are, and luckily for this part, I was looking at between like 30 bucks to like 300 bucks. So obviously your boy went with a good quality, a 30-buck thermostat. But as I'm doing research, right, I'm give me a good, you know, good quality, cheap but good rating, right? Cheap but good rating thermostat, you know. And then I come across a video of how to install a thermostat. I'm a 2017 Elantra, so of course I clicked on it, of course. So I'm expecting this guy to go to this right side, which is where I thought the thermostat was, right? It's connected to the upper hose, goes to the engine. This is just on normal inlet pipe, right? That has those sensors that, you know, I'm assuming it's coolant temp, all that kind of stuff. But this man reaches over to the exact space where we replaced the hose. The thermostat is connected to the hose I just took off. Y'all cannot make this up. So my new theory is that it's not this that's the problem. The coolant's going in, which is great, but as it's going in the engine, it's getting trapped inside the engine. This is not opening to let it go out, which would cause this to heat from the engine, and that will cause that thing to separate after it's gotten so hot it snaps. The coolant had nowhere to go, so it literally snapped and cracked itself in half. That's insane. So we're gonna try to shimmy in there. and get this replaced. So we're gonna take it out and then we'll do a breakdown and we'll see if that is exactly our problem, which I'm pretty sure it is. Let's get it. All right, you guys, we got the thermostat out, man. Let's go. That was actually, I mean, it was just 2 bolts, but it was just trying to get like my extension in there, like the little space in between the freaking hose and the alternator is like not even 3 inches, so that much space to work with. But broke a couple fingers, but we got this out though, man. So we can see this is our thermostat. Let's do a little breakdown. So the back side, it looks pretty normal. The little spring is working up top. It doesn't seem too crazy, too good. I don't really see anything. I'm not sure, but this secondary spring is really tough. I'm assuming this is where the wax piece comes in. So the part that heats up and is supposed to extend later on will be this secondary spring around here. So this is the one that opens up to let the coolant flow initially, and once that wax heats up, this lets the second spring go. So that part looks normal. When I unbolted these two, the coolant did come from the engine, so there is coolant in the engine. So this is not blocked up here. The coolant is getting in the engine, it's just not coming out, because when I did that, it did come out this side. But you can see from the other port, this is bone dry, or very dry, very dry. And when I ran this coolant through here, it was going for at least 40-45 minutes off camera. So that coolant had plenty of time to cycle through the engine and heat this up and open it through. And this is, I mean, this thing should have been soaking wet, especially with this other hose. So like a little tiny bit came out of here, but the backside had a lot more than this side, which means this some part of where this side is malfunctioning, not letting it go through. So we're gonna get a brand new one. This is our cheap but good rated part. You can see a lot shinier, right? No, ooh, dang, ooh, the sun hit it too. Ooh, dang. And then we got OEM trash. All right, so these two look pretty similar. So the part check, I think, is going to be a W in that. Same angle, same sensor location, same size as the flange on the back. Looks good. The thermostats right here from initial difference. You can see this piece that goes across is higher up than the piece right here. So that's like an inch difference right there. This should be higher. All right, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe that little bit, made it mess up. But you can see clearly where my fingers are. That's a difference. Maybe like a half inch or inch. So maybe in thermostat terms, that's like, I don't know, ridiculous. But you can see there's clearly a difference right here. But from the top down, they both look pretty similar, pretty good quality. But that would be our main difference right there. Half an inch of clearance on the new one versus the old one. So that definitely is something. But we're gonna put this back in. We're gonna hook our hose back up, and we're gonna put some more coolant in this thing, and we'll take y'all through that process. Let's go. All right, you guys, as you can see, we are back, baby. We filled up the reservoir again, but the coolant, it shot out a little bit, man. It's shooting at me. I'm like, hey, where's my cameraman? The camera's inside the car, man. I gotta get better at this, y'all. My bad. And this thing exploded away, it shot out coolant, but from trial and error, that's how I know that is good. All right. So, shot out, put the cap on, let it cool off a good 30 minutes. Came back, the coolant sucked the reservoir in. It was at low. So that's how I knew it was ready for test drive. So we test drove it, man. We on the block. It's been good. The AC inside is a cool 65 degrees or whatever it should be. You know what I'm saying? But we are done. That was ultimately the problem with the thermostat. It's caused the hose to bust. This car is lacking the world. Thank y'all for tuning in for this series. Like I said, we're gonna do our first car wash and let y'all know that story. And also, we got some rear struts that came in, man. The rear struts we have on right now, man, you go over a bump and it's like freaking a push to the face, man. So we get those switched out. We're gonna have that featured also soon. So we got a lot of good stuff coming. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Peace.